Today I'm coming to you with another knife-related video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this Shirogorov Hati R. Now, fans of Through My Lens who have been following my descent into madness, which is Shirogorov knives, knows that before I had 5 Shirogorov knives 6 months ago, all I really wanted was a nice Shirogorov Hati. I liked it because it's a titanium frame lock, a flipper, and I wanted one with a cool carbon fiber or one of those Alutex presentation scales. It just really seemed like the ideal EDC Shirogorov to me. So I looked, and I looked, and I looked. I put wanted to buy posts in the usual online venues. I haunted Recon 1. I asked around. In that time, one Club Hati came up for sale, which was nice, but I didn't really like the purple scale, and a blue Alutex model, which was sold inside of 60 seconds. I was kicking myself that I, didn't really have a shot at it. And that's it. We've not seen a new model Hati for sale at Recon 1 in about 6 months as of this recording. And it's expected that before the end of the year, we'll see the next iteration of the Hati released by Shirogorov. But until that time, it's been an absolute drought, and it certainly seems as though the Hati is one of Shirogorov's more popular models because a lot of people besides myself have been searching for one. So by the time that this one came up for sale, I had nearly resolved myself that, I'd just have to wait until the next gen Hatis came out, whenever that would be. Then out of the blue, this example came up for sale, and I really was not at all looking for a bright yellow or gold Hati. Quite honestly, when I first saw it, I kind of thought it was hideous. The yellow really was just too much for me. But, I thought if I could get it for the right price, I could replace the presentation scale with one of my choosing from Department 13 in Russia. I've talked a lot about Department 13 in my Shirogorov videos in the past, and Department 13 is kind of a one-man scale maker for Shirogorov knives that use carbon fiber scales, so like F3s, Hatis, and so forth. So I approached the seller of this knife with an offer explaining that I was kind of factoring in the need to replace that yellow scale with a third-party option into my offer, and after some consideration, he accepted. And the knife is now mine. Now, the Hati may have been one of the first Shirogorov models to deviate from the alphanumeric naming convention of their previous models, like the F95 example or the F3. Apparently the word Hati refers to a wolf in Norse mythology, as well as being the name of one of the moons of Saturn. Now, the Hati literally takes what I like best about both the F95, which is the titanium frame lock, and it marries it with what I like about the F3, which is the presentation scale that isn't titanium. Now, the blade is nearly identical to the blade on my F3R, right down to the jimping and logo placement. Here is my F3R, and I'm here to tell you that these blades really are identical in just every capacity. The length of the blade is the same 3.75 inches that we've seen on the F95 and the F3. And because this is an R model, and that R stands for renewed, M390 is used as the blade steel. And you can see the demarcation right there. Now, if I were more cynical, I might think that Shiro simply reached into the parts bin, grabbed an F3R blade, attached it to the backside of an F95, and cut a scale for it and called it a new model. Now, one of the more innovative and unique aspects of this knife is the presentation scale that is made from Alutex. Now, Alutex, or aluminum fiberglass, combines carbon fiber, fiberglass resin, aluminum, and epoxy. The end product has a similar textured appearance to standard carbon fiber with a very unique luster and a shine. This is really quite stunning. If you look at from the side, you can see where it has more of a traditional carbon fiber appearance. Through here, you can definitely see the carbon fiber that's part of the makeup of the scale. Now, Shirogorov produced the Alutex Hati R in several color variations. Just a few that I've seen are red, orange, blue, purple, and of course this, this yellow gold color. And you really have to hand it to Shirogorov for their innovation here. Now, I won't swear that no other knife company has tried to use Alutex, but I can't readily name one that has. That uniqueness in materials holds quite a bit of appeal to many collectors and enthusiasts like myself. Now, for as ornate and attention-grabbing as the presentation side of this knife is, the clip side is, dare I say, austere. It's evocative of the Chris Reeve Sebenza in many ways, in my opinion. It's a very clean look. If I can get my camera here to cooperate with me for focusing. There we go. And you can see the screw that's here on the lock bar for the steel lock bar insert, which of course doubles as an over travel stop. The pocket clip is very similar to what we've seen on the F95 models. It's milled titanium. It's very ornate and very functional. I do like Shirogorov's pocket clips. And it is of a design where the attachment screw is visible. Now, I will say that as someone who has owned and reviewed a couple different F95s and a couple different F3s, there's really not that much new here. From a utility standpoint, what this knife brings to the table is a thinner profile than the standard F95 or F3. I'm guessing that the F95 Slim model is similar in depth between the scales as this model. And again, this is an R version of the Hati, which means that it is a 3 bearers model, which indicates it's of the highest production quality that is offered in Shirogorov's production models. The previous version of the Hati to this one was on washers, but the R or renewed model employs the multi-row bearing system, or MBRS, that's typically found in all 3 bear models, as well as the aforementioned M390 blade steel. Now, it's widely expected that much like we got an updated version of the F3 with the F3NS, which I previously reviewed, and the F95 with the F95 RNL, which I also previously reviewed, we should see an updated Hati before the end of this year. Now, unquestionably, the Hati is a fantastic knife. It's lighter than the F95 and it's thinner in the pocket than the F3. Let me grab my scale so you can really appreciate the weight here. Let's see. Get this on camera here. Tar again. So you can see that this one comes in at 4.3 ounces. That's pretty darn light. By comparison, the Hati R, or excuse me, the F3R here, it comes in at 4.62 ounces, so 0.3 ounces heavier than the Hati. This F95 RNL, it's going to be a little heavier than that even at 4.8 ounces. So the Hati R, relative to the other models, tends to be one of the lightest that Shirogorov makes. Now, many knife enthusiasts will consider the Hati R to be superior to both the F95 and F3R. But as someone who owns examples of both, I have to wonder if it's distinctive enough to justify owning all three. So, will I keep the Hati R long term? That's a difficult question to answer at this point. I really don't have any plans to sell it. I'm liking this a lot more than I thought I did, and that goes for the color of the scale. I'm liking it quite a bit, and I am interested to see what it will what it will look like and how I'll feel about it with a Department 13 scale on it. So again, I don't really have any plans to sell it. But when the next iteration of the Shirogorov Hati is released, it will be interesting to see if the Hati R makes the cut, as it were. For now, I'm quite enjoying it, and I do think it's a fantastic knife and quite a fantastic addition to my collection. Well, there you have it. There is my review of the Shirogorov Hati R. Really is just a fantastic knife. Before I sign off here, I will point out the fact that it's, just absolutely drop shut. Like every Shirogorov, that I've owned, the quality is impeccable. You can see that the blade centering is top notch, perfectly centered. Just really is a fantastic, fantastic knife. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care, God bless. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this production from the Through My Lens YouTube channel. If you did, please click on the like button and do share the video on social media. If you'd like to see more content like it, please do subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do check out Through My Lens at www.throughmylens.org.